friends, today I'll be reviewing the movie Blur of Tapsee Pannu. I'm sorry if I pronounced her name, but it's okay. I know that you guys know her from the movie Thappad also, and recently she has been casted in Shah Rukh Khan's movie also. So she was such a good actor. And the story goes like, as far as I remember, since it was 2 days ago, I cannot remember all the details in a good way, but uh, the story goes like this, where Tapsi is in her bed and she's dreaming about her sister, her twin sister, being being hung on the ceiling with the neck rope on. So her sister was committing suicide in her dream, in Tapsi's dream. So she panics and then she goes with her husband in a car to her uh, house where her sister named Gautami was living from 6 months. So they go and they find her hung to death. So the police and all the people say that she might have committed suicide, and all the people tell Gayatri, that is Tafsi Pannu, that you should stop suspecting that your sister might not have committed suicide. That she might have committed suicide because both the sisters have a vision problem and they see everything blur. And Gautami, Tapsi's sister, saw was so much affected in terms of vision that she was blind. And Tapsi also had some problems with her eyes, but this time she was more focused on why her sister committed suicide, which she thought from the starting that no, her sister might not have committed suicide. So she tries to find little traces of what happened to her, who were her friends. So in course of this, she finds out that her sister had been searching for some help regarding her vision. So similar people who had problems with their vision were her friends in hospital. So she runs into them and she hears them talking about her sister, like that, like her sister had a boyfriend, and she never knew that her sister had a boyfriend. And when she turns around, she sees that there is a person who is following her, and she chases that person and tries to know who might have been that person. But no, that person escapes and she faints as she has vision problem. So this time her husband takes her and tells her to stop worrying about unnecessary things, because as the things indicated, her sister might have committed suicide. And her husband tells her to stop thinking about her sister. But then she finds a bill of a hotels where her sister had gone with a boy. So she was sure that that person might be her sister's boyfriend. So she does not tell her husband that she is going somewhere, but she plans that she tells her husband that okay, we are planning to go on a trip, let's go together. And they and Tapsi goes to the same hotel where her sister had gone with her boyfriend. And they talk and then they stay, and she feels like she cannot find that person, and she feels a little low. But then, after asking in the reception, she finds something about the CCTV footages, and her husband was very much frustrated, and he kept on asking that they should return to their house in town. But Tapsi told that no, in this village I think I'll be able to find the one who has done something to my sister. And Tapsi and her husband go to the CCTV, I mean, room, and Tapsi's husband becomes kidnapped from there. And Tapsi starts thinking that okay, that might be the boyfriend, of Gautami, who kidnapped her husband. So now she becomes very much depressed. She has lost her sister, and her husband is kidnapped. And as she was returning from hospital from by checking her eyes, then she finds her husband dead, and a voice message is in the small mobile. And again the same type of murder, I mean, like with the rope and hung to death, sort of like that. And the policeman, he played that tape recording for Tapsi. And in that tape recording, her husband confesses that he had some affair with Gautami, Tapsi's sister. And because he did not want to tell the truth to Tapsi, he committed suicide. But still Tapsi had a feeling that no, um, this might be a case of murder. And after she has some tape in around her eyes. And because the doctor suggests that you should keep those tape for at least 2 weeks, so that light cannot enter your eyes. And if light does not enter your eyes for 2 weeks, you'll be fine perfectly, and you'll be able to see again. At this time, Tapsi has taken so much stress that it had affected her eyes badly, so she should be in bandages. 2 or 3 times in the whole movie, 2 times, uh, she fainted because of her eyes being blurred. So, as the movie suggests, name Blur, she has been affected. Now, now she's staying in a room in her house with a nurse, and the nurse is a male. And she asks the doctor that if she could find a female nurse who could stay with her, because she was alone and she was terrified. And in the movie, she also felt like there must be some paranormal things, because firstly she had a dream. And she has a sequence of fearful dreams. And the nurse gives her medicine always, and the nurse takes good care of her. Then uh, up to the 2 weeks time, 2 or 3 days before, she feels emotionally drained, and she starts developing little bit feelings towards the nurse. And as she was drunk, she kisses the person, the nurse. Then the nurse says that okay, I think you are not feeling well, you have been drained, drunk so much, so I think you cannot, I can stay with you. So he goes. Then he goes. Then after that, the nurse takes her somewhere. The nurse takes her somewhere, and she suspects, before she went with the nurse, she suspects that her neighbor who had a little girl daughter, they too knew something about her sister but were not telling. So she goes with the nurse. And there is a key there is a key which she found in the hotel room. She found in the hotel room, where her sister had stayed with her boyfriend or her husband. And then she was trying keys everywhere, but it could not fit. And she was already out of her sister's murder, and she was trying to get rid of everything. But Then after she went to her nurse house because she was feeling scared in her house. She felt like somebody was there and somebody was following her. So she asked the nurse to stay with to so that Tapsi could stay in the nurse's house. And they were going in a car, and the neighbor's little daughter saw them going, and the neighbor's little daughter told Tapsi that the nurse was the one who was giving her medicines that showed her fearful dreams. And she was shocked, and she told that I cannot trust in anybody, I have seen so much. So the girl keeps on telling that key try this key in the nurse's house, it will fit. And it was already fitted. And Tapsi's date of opening the bandages was also very near, so she opened. As long as the as she tried the keys, it worked. So she opened the bandages and saw there was this creepy red lights in the room, and she saw a dead body. And now she was sure that the nurse was the one, and there were many photos of her and her sister and many other blind people. So she knew that the nurse was something fishy. Then she went outside and she saw the little girl dead with knife in her mouth. Now she was very frightened. Now the nurse came and was like, "Okay, you saw everything." Then she acted like she was blind. And she said that the girl was telling me some things, but I did not believe her. And the nurse started putting some medicine in the soup and served Tapsi, because he thought that okay, she is blind, she did not saw anything. And they started eating, and she exchanged the balls. And when she exchanged the balls, the liquid inside the ball started moving. So the nurse was alert. He knew that okay, she is acting blind, but she is not blind. So he decided to keep Tapsi in the same box where he had kept a dead body. Now she keeps on trying. And the nurse is not a nurse. The nurse is a staff who works in the hospital. And the nurse who has to come to Tapsi's house was dead in the box where Tapsi was kept. And the person, he locks the box with Tapsi and the dead body. Now the nurse, so-called nurse, goes to hospital and does the day-to-day work, and he brings some medicine so as he could make her blind. And she found out that he was doing this all things because he liked Gautami, Tapsi's sister, and she liked Tapsi's husband. So this and that. And Tapsi finally uh, opens the box and she runs out. And it was already night. And the so-called nurse came, and he saw that okay, she has been away recently, because he could hear her running. So he follows her. And she comes in a neighbor's house. And the neighbor's house, she tells that woman everything, that okay, this and that happened. But the woman was the murderer's mother. So she becomes very much frustrated, and the woman hits her on the head, and she faints there. And the murderer at this point becomes depressed or something like that. Maybe the murderer has some psychological problems. So um, he kills his mother also. He kills his mother. And then Tapsi wakes up and again tries to escape, but the man has already come. And Tapsi promises, and she dials police number. In the run and chase, she manages to lock the door, and in a short time, she is able to call the police and tell everything. But the murderer has already came, and he has also taken out the telephone plug. Now he is telling that okay, I did not kill you because the time when you kissed me, I had feelings for you. and I thought that I could spend my life with you, but you are not acting like that. I feel that you will betray me, this and that. And Tapsi gets the point, and she tells him that okay, I like you, I'm very much sad, I need you. And then smartly she takes out the knife which is at behind of the uh, murderer's dress, and she takes out and stabs him, but is still chasing her. And meanwhile the police enters and saves her, and the murderer kills himself, the psychological murderer. So he kills himself, and finally Tapsi is there in the hospital with her eyes all good. So movie review time, summary of the review. So I feel that firstly, Tapsi was a very brave girl. Tapsi or Gayatri in this character was a very brave girl, because despite of so much attempts and so much pressure, she tried to survive, and tried to survive. And so many people were there, like the Deepak, the nurse, her sister, and even her husband, who could not escape from the murderer's hand. But because of her intelligence, she was able to overcome that bad intentions, or even death by the killer. So I think this is a very good movie to watch. And uh, all the people who were killed, like the husband, if the husband had told the secrets from the start, then the case could have been better. And regarding her sister should also have told her sister the truth. And also there is a message also, that because that person is a psychological killer, his mother who had hid him from the society, because in the scenes they were shown that the windows had nailed that wooden planks had covered the window, so there was nowhere to escape except for the main door. So it was a very bad act by the mother, that she had hid a psychologically or mentally ill person like that, because the person even pees when he is talking to his mother. So people with this sort of illness should be taken care of, and us people who are unaware of these type of psychological killers must be extra cautious. And uh, moral of the story is, we should be brave enough to fight these sort of things, and be able to survive no matter how much hard the situation gets. Thank you.